Hey, what's going on YouTube? Do you hate Black Rose Prison Bow? Do you hate Relentless Focus? Do you not want to run either of those? Would you rather be a Wood Elf instead of a Meadow Race? Well, if you answered yes to any of those questions and interested in a Bow Stamina Nightblade build, this build is perfect for you. Today I'm here to show you my Huntmaster Bow Stamina Nightblade build for the Deadlands DLC patch. This build is capable of pulling over 100k on the parse dummy and is viable for most endgame content. This build specializes in pulling as much DPS as possible for group content such as trials, vet dungeons, and group arenas. This build is not meant for solo play such as solo arena, soloing overland, etc. I'd like to mention that this build was made by Enters First, who plays on PlayStation NA and was kind enough to share the build with us. Anyways, here's the build. Starting off with attributes, you want to be running 64 points in the stamina with the Thief Mundus. For consumables, we're going to be running Artaeum Takeaway Broth for anything remotely hard. Cheaper and almost just as good alternative will be Dubious Cameron Throne. And if you're parsing or need more sustain, Lava Foot Soup and Salt Rice is always the go-to. Moving on to potions, for majority of content you want to be running the Essence of Weapon Power. I believe these potions are the best for any stamina DPS because they provide 3 really important buffs: Major Brutality, Major Savagery, and Major Endurance. Because these potions do cost a bit to make sure you have 3 points in medicinal use so that you get the effects longer. Moving on to CP, for the blue tree we're going to be running Master at Arms, Deadly Aim, Thaumaturge, and Wrathful Strikes. For the red tree, we're going to be running Rejuvenation, Fortified, Boundless Vitality, and Bloody Renewal. So for the gear, we're going to start off with a Kinra bow in Precise with a flame damage enchant, a Master's Perfected Bow infused with a increased weapon and spell damage enchant, Reliquin Helmet, Kinra Jack, Slime Crawl Shoulders in medium, Reliquin Belt, Kinra Bracers, and Harpooner's Wading Kilt. And Kinra Boots, all body pieces are max stam enchants traded in divines. And for jewelry, we're going to be running 3 pieces of Reliquin jewelry, all with weapon damage enchants traded in Bloodthirsty. So for skills, we're going to be running Relentless Focus, Lethal Arrow, Killer's Blade, Barb Trap, Twisting Path, and End Cap as our ultimate. So for the back bar, we'll be running Poison Injection, Dark Shade, Arrow Barrage, Relentless Focus, a Fighter's Guild skill, and Flawless Dawnbreaker. So for the rotation, for the pre-buff, we're going to start off with the Relentless, Dark Shade, Arrow Barrage, Poison Arrow, Barb Trap, Twisting Path, and then End Cap, followed up by 5 lethal arrows. And then the repeating part of the rotation goes Arrow Barrage, Poison Arrow, 7 lethal arrows. And then you go Arrow Barrage, Poison Arrow, Dark Shade, Barb Trap, 4 lethal arrows. And then from there your Twisting Path is run dynamically, and then you cast your End Cap whenever you're about to do your lethal arrow spams. So as per usual, some concluding thoughts. First off, because you're running Kinra, make sure you don't stay too long on your back bar and make sure you hit the light attack so you don't drop Kinra. Dropping Kinra is a pretty big DPS loss, so make sure you try to keep it up as best as you can. Second, make sure you use your ultimate End Cap when you have lethal arrows ready. So in other words, make sure your dots are down before you End Cap, because you want to make the most out of the 6 seconds you get the bonus damage. Another thing is we're running Arrow Barrage on this build because it lines up perfectly with Poison Arrow, and Poison Arrow is necessary because we're running the Master's Bow, and the Master's Bow gives us weapon damage whenever we cast Poison Arrow. I don't know why we're not running Relentless Focus. Apparently he parses better without it, so there's that. And I don't even want to talk about Wood Elf, but if you are a Dark Elf and possibly Khajiit, I'm pretty sure you can get better numbers, but he wanted to be a Wood Elf, and so the build is a Wood Elf, but there are better choices. One more thing that you'll notice in the parse, he goes back and forth with Barb Trap, and if you want to avoid doing that and you just want to stay at range, then you can just run Zovgan, which will give you minor force to make up for not running Barbed Trap. It is a little bit lower DPS, but it can be situationally better. That wraps up the build explanation of this portion. Thank you for watching my video, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. As a reminder, if this video helped in any way, please help the channel grow by subscribing and liking the video. Also, if you like the piggies, throw a like. Feel free to stick around for an attached parse at the end. If not, have a good day and thank you again.